Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Youth Squad Prospects 5 with Bradford City. And as you can tell by the length of the video, it's going to be a post-com episode. I haven't been able to record in live-com for the week that I haven't uploaded from the last episode. But I did plan a special season finale for you guys. I hope you enjoy. March and April, several teams to play and several shout-outs to give at the same time. I hope you enjoy the post-com since we don't have any kit upgrades.
Alright, let's start off the season finale with a banger. It's DK Salford City, and it started off in the worst way possible. A deflection there that sent Togwell through, basically. Put us 1-0 down after just 6 minutes. Fortunately, we bounced back straight away. The Don smashed it in at the front post 20 minutes in, and it was promising to be a fantastic encounter indeed, as he puts the heart signal to the cameras. And he gets his 13th of the season. But unfortunately, that quick start was all there was to this game. Unfortunately, we couldn't score from the only chance of the second half right there. Donaldson falling short of a few inches there, and both sides had to settle for a point. Leyton Orient next, and we started off pretty brightly with this attack here. Various slots it in, but unfortunately Borrell didn't got to the ball quick enough, and 10 minutes later, Leyton Orient take the lead. Pre-routine goal there. Just happens to me all the time. But fortunately, straight after that, this clumsy kick-off glitch ended up in the back of Leyton Orient's net, and 12 minutes later, El Shanawi scored again to give Bradford the lead for the first time in this game. Lee stand up in this game with a wonderful save there. Almost made a hash of that save. Almost binned it. And unfortunately, we ended up conceding the equaliser later in the game. 2-2 was the final score. Big revelation of the day was Ahmed El Shanawi, 9.5 for him and a man of the match. Next up, Port Vale. That is done by my good friend HWM Plays. Go check him out if you haven't already. Great start to the game. Farrell slots it in the rebound, mops up the initial shot. And 8 minutes in, we were already in the driving seat. This would promise to be a great game. Donaldson there with the Ronaldo chop and the second one. Cooper slots it in forward for Alexander to finish and double our lead. And it looked like it was all going from strength to strength in this game. But unfortunately, the second half was Port Vale's. Burgess there with pulling one back. Great move there. And unfortunately, this happened. Definitely some magic, some Christian magic by the Pope himself. But the magic wasn't done there, and Port Vale got the winning goal after this clumsy play that got Port Vale the lead, and it would end 3-2. And Callow just speechless in the press conference. I can feel for him. God damn. Next up, Macclesfield, and again, our slow starts catch up to us. 1-0 down inside the first 20 minutes. When have we seen that before? And unfortunately, we didn't equalise in the first half. We had several chances to do so, and we pay the price early in the second. That was curtains for us, 2-0 defeat. That was a bitter pill to swallow, and we'd move on to Exeter City, who is also done by another fantastic YouTuber, Gaming Pagan. Go check him out. Started off in the worst way possible, as you can see. Slight deflection on Joseph O'Carroll's heel, sends the shot into the crossbar. I think it was going out even. How lucky is that? Kavanagh completely thrown off guard by the rebound, and then again just needed to slot that one home there, the Exeter striker, didn't he? And fortunately Cooper's going to equalise. Never mind. What a terrible miss that was to end the first half. Moving on to the second, we fortunately found some more striking precision in the form of the Don Rodolfo Donaldson, and equalised for us shortly after. But unfortunately, we were sent crashing back down to earth by 2 goals that sealed Exeter's win by 3-1. Unfortunately, just didn't have the best day in the office, did we? We started off losing, and after equalising, we went back to losing again. That was disappointing. Anyway, good news from the scouting update. Sweden has found me Simon Eklund, who's going to play his first game against the mighty Colchester. And what a debut it was for him. It started off definitely in the best way possible. There he is on the one-on-one. Sent in by Rodolfo, 1-0 Bradford City. And you can't ask for a better start of a career than that. And unfortunately in the second half, things cooled down and Colchester got the equaliser. But Donaldson, as the good teammate that he is, wasn't going to slip, giving Eklund that great debut win. And he sealed the 3 points with this thunderbolt after that brilliant fake shots. Decks his man completely, and that was his 15th goal in League Two. He was outstanding in this episode, especially in this game. Picked up the goal and the assist, hands down the man of the match with a 9.2. And moving on, next game, Forest Green. Started off great with a goal from Bradley Edwards. When have we heard that before? He has never scored after that incredible goal in the early episodes. Unfortunately, he just doesn't get that much of the ball. Need to be including him more in the play, to be honest. He is a great finisher, as you just saw there. And shortly after, in the first half, Nedyalkov scored a goal after being assisted by the scout for Giuseppe Bruno. And I actually thank that second goal, especially because of this terrible goal kick. I'm just so bad at playing it from the back, to be honest. I know I've noticed that thing from the computer. They're really good at intercepting it from the goal kick. And unfortunately, it'll cost us 3 points as Forest Green got the equalising goal. Just being really unlucky this episode. And next up, it is Crew Alexander, but without their master in Perrying, who was being sold. And unfortunately, they just lacked the magic. And unfortunately, us lacked the magic too, because it was 3 days after that game against Forest Green, and I sent out the reserve side, and they didn't perform any good, unfortunately. I was hoping for a good performance, and they only showed up in the last 10 minutes. Daniel Mahler assists Randy Borrell, who came off the bench to score. And in the 90th minute, Alexander seals the result in 3-2. A marvellous late showing, but it was too little too late, and we moved with no points to the final games of the season, and that was crucial for us to finish mid-table. Northampton Town next up on the list of fixtures. Dylan Cooper, great run, great finish, 5th goal. That's how his tally will end, by the way. And shortly thereafter, Bradley Edwards slots it in again. He's finally been involved in the play, and you can see how good of a finisher is he. He's got 2 chances and buried both of them. Daniel Mahler finally scores his first goal for Bradford City. It's about time. It's been the last forward to score. I know he was the last recruit, but probably the one that took the longest to score. Andy Williams spoiled the clean sheet, and shortly after that, Daniel Mahler pulled a few step-overs out of the bag and slotted it into the back of the net again. Fantastic performance by him. He's finally showed up in a Bradford City shirt. All the goals that he scored this season were scored at Northampton's Sixfields, and it's just a shame that it took him that long to show up. The scoreline wouldn't stop there, though. 2-4, Northampton cut the deficit, and the neutrals definitely had a game to watch here. Alexander slotted in Cooper, but he failed to capitalise on that chance. And finally, in the 90th minute, Alexander pulls another cross, and this time Verrier answers the call and slots in between the keeper's legs, as you're about to see here in the instant replay. The Bradford fans go absolutely mental. This is a nutmeg for the ages. How has he slotted that? 5th goal for Verrier as well. Fantastic season by him, especially by someone who we thought was not that great. El Shaarawy ended up being the man of the match with 2 assists instead of Daniel Mahler. But he was the one asked in the press conference, so, you know, it's a wash that, to be honest. Bradford City final game of the season will be against Walsall, and it started off pretty poorly, just a boring half in the first, and Burrell scored our last goal of the campaign. And unfortunately, the end of the season was anticlimactic as we lost all 3 points due to the OP free kicks. We got some good news from the scouting updates. The South Africa scouting update was quite sensational, with a 60 overall plus goalkeeper in camper signing, and we had to send the scouts out again. China and Russia was submitted by Smithy, and Romania, of course, by the legal migrant. There's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and Crazy Goffer submitting Romania for a scouting mission, and we only got Duitian back from China as we head back to LiveCon.
And let's have a look at the final standings. Just missed our objective by 2 points. Carlisle and Stevenage level on points. If we would have won, probably wouldn't change anything due to the goal difference. We did concede a lot of goals, unfortunately, something we have to work for in the next campaign. And congratulations to the mighty Colchester. We won against the champions. That's how good we are when we're in form. It's just getting the defense to play like the attack all the time. That's the problem. Scunthorpe and Walsall go up automatically as well. And from the playoffs, I can tell you who has gone up. And it is Macclesfield Town, who beat Forest Green 3-1 in the playoff final. And to finish off the campaign, we're going to have a squad report, but a different one. I'm not going to show you just the attributes right here. I'm also going to show the stats. Oh, here is Emmanuel Sangare, overall of 58, gone up by 4. Now the new keeper in Potlaco Campa, 63 overall. He has 3-star, 2-star skills. He's standing at 6'4", and he's an exciting prospect. Can't wait to play him. Anton Mitrev, overall of 59, gone up by 16. He's been trained that much. That's right. It's simply because he had a pretty low overall. Hope that we can actually get to play him in the preseason and see what he's like. If he's not decent, we can move him on and thank him for his service and move on to the next chapter. Move on to better regions. Anyway, Oscar Linex showing great potential, 62 overall, gone up by 1. Fantastic goalkeeper in paper. In the pitch, not quite so much. Probably due to the caution with crosses trait that really bugs me with him actually dealing with crosses. I think the keepers, when they have the chance, they should go for it, and being cautious definitely doesn't help that. But he did alright. I did think that Kavanagh was better, to be honest, than him. 57 overall, gone up by 6. That's why he played most of the games. Fantastic. Only 5 clean sheets because the defense doesn't like him very much for a reason. But you can see that he's assisted someone. There you go, and with a 7.1 with the defence he had to work with, pretty good if you ask me. It really sounds like I'm trashing the defence. I'm just trashing the defence as a unit because the players that actually play in the positions are not that bad. Pierce O'Connor, great example, just good at going forward, not great at defending. 57 overall, gone up by 2. He only had 3 clean sheets in 28 games. And unfortunately, defensively, he's going to have to improve a lot. And he's made a few strides, but honestly, he's still got a long way to go. He's got a good kit upgrade and a good pace and stamina to base his game around. I like him, but he's going to have to improve a lot more like next season. And next up, Giuseppe Bruno, 57 overall, gone up by 7. Don't really pay attention to the overall because he is a centre-back overall. We play him in central attacking mid, we play him in CDM all the time. He's had some good games, 3 goals, 7 assists in 29 games, 2 yellow cards and 3 clean sheets. Pretty good. He's not a defender though, let's put that out of the way. Joseph O'Carroll, 39 games and only 5 clean sheets. He did fold the defence at times. The high work rate is causing us trouble in games. But he's an all-round great defender, especially physically. Just look at the beef that he's got on him. Amazing. Well, Next up, Harrison Harris. I mean, the guy can take a ball to the face and keep on running. You can just see there's something special with this lad. A goal and an assist. Only 3 clean sheets though in 31 games. It's a shame, but he's a great defender. I'd say he's the best defender we've got at the club. A low high work rate, 6'2". Just the physical attributes are disgusting, and the slide tackle and stand tackle are actually the best around in the club, I think, at least for defenders. Moritz Siegmann, overall of 51, gone up by 3, didn't play a lot, 6.7 average. Bajadar Eftimov, overall of 55, gone up by 2, he's been here from the start, he's played most of the games at right back, but I'm looking for an improvement. It's not that he's bad, but just to give him some competition. Didn't feel like he's good enough until the very late part of the season. Speed dribble does help in attack. In defence, he lacks a bit of quality, to be honest. He's better offensive again. Wing backs in this game are so good offensively. Next up, Duitian, another promoted player that hasn't played, 6'2", 3-star. Looks pretty good. Another cover for the defence, really. 6'2", can play as a centre back. And you can see on his stats, he's got good defensive stats there. Tackling and the heading accuracy are good. The defensive awareness as well. I like the look of him. Next up, Toby Harrison, standing at 6'6". We had to rely on him to do the defending. But let's be honest, he's not really that much of a defender. He's more of a defensive midfielder. That's why he struggles a lot. Despite his height and his physical presence, he's just not good enough in defence sometimes. He just can't carry out the ball. It's as simple as that. And even worse is Vihan Chattery. My goodness. He's got a one-way ticket out of this club already. 17 games. I mean, Toby Harrison deserved to play way more than Chattery if he hadn't arrived later. The 5-star skill moves don't really help since he's so bad at dribbling and he's so far back on the pitch. It's really a shame that he's the one that has 5-star skill moves. Next up, Bradley Edwards, showing great potential, only I think that will improve. 3 goals and 4 assists, not the greatest output offensively, unfortunately, especially in 36 games, but that's majorly down to me not giving him that much of the ball. When he's got the ball, he's fantastic and he does work his arse off for the team, but he just doesn't seem to find himself in scoring positions. It's really a shame, but he's a great winger. He's the guy that I go to get the opposition out of the way. You saw that with his skill run in the early episodes, and in this episode as well. Kostadin Nedialkov, overall of 50, gone up by 3. 2 goals and 5 assists, not too shabby for a midfielder, I'd say. Especially of his low overall, I expected a lot less from him, to be honest. Is he one of the revelations? And not the only one, fortunately. Sharon Farrell did about his job, what was asked of him. 49 overall, gonna play 5. Scored a goal from a rebound. It's not too bad, is it? 6'3", played mostly at left back as a backup when he didn't have enough squad depth, especially. We'll see if he can hold his place in the side. Skipped over the left wingers for some reason. I don't know what I've just done, but we'll quickly go back to them. Simon Eklund is now a 60 overall player. He's an exciting prospect. I didn't get a chance to see his status. That's a pretty good status if you ask me. He was influential in the 3 games that he played, including the debut goal. That was quality. 3-star, 3-star. You saw his stats. He's looking like an absolute tank of a player, technically wise. Manapal Suresh, 46 overall, gone up to 50 overall in this season. He's an alright left winger. He did play left back in the start, since he was the worst out of the 2 left wingers. We literally had no wing backs at the start, but no left backs at the start. So he's alright at left back. I'd say probably even better at left back than at left wing, which is odd. But well, we'll see what happens with him. Next up, Oscar King. Fantastic player, I'd say. Did amazing in the 10 games that he played, despite only getting the assists. did play much better than that. And Suresh got no goals or assists because his main games were at left back. And next up, Ronan Brennan, 48 overall. He's gone up by 5. Hasn't played a lot, especially in the second half of the season where we've had a lot of squad depth. He's been the one that's left to the side, to be honest. But he did do okay, especially at the start of the season. 1 goal and 3 assists. Not every player can brag about that, to be honest. That resume. But this player can. Joel Jackson, 56 overall, gone up by 4. Had a superb season, only 4 goals. He had more goals than assists for a midfielder. That's very odd. Don't know why, but he's been fantastic, both as a cam and as a CDM, where he's played most of the season. He's been superb. 5 clean sheets definitely helped out the defense. That's why I play him there. 7.0 high-low work rates. That's pretty good on his behalf. Can't wait to see his status. Next up, Isaac Lee. He is a 6 foot tall player, 58 overall now. He's gone up by 1. More of an attacking midfielder than a centre mid, especially due to his height and his slow pace. He's got a lot of agility and balance, which is really helpful for a cam to change position. And his height also helps him win headers from the goal kicks. Does lack a bit of strength. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, with wingers still. Simon Seaman overall of 50, gone up by 3. Didn't play a lot, wasn't particularly great, but I want to give him a proper chance in the pre-season. We'll see what he's made of, and we'll leave it at that. He's pretty normal right winger at 50 overall from Germany, and he is Moritz's brother. Biggest revelation, I'd say, Joel Verrier, 54 overall, gone up by 4. 5 goals and 4 assists in 33 appearances, a lot of them off the bench, so you can't really count that as minutes. 6.9 rating, 1 star weak foot, 3 star skill moves. Seriously, it feels like he has 4 star or 5 star weak foot, and I'm genuinely not making it up. You can see some of the finishes that he's put with his left peg, and you can trust me on that assessment. Fantastic dribbler of the ball. He's a lot better than what his stats say, in all fairness. Only the finishing makes him justice. I can't wait for the next season. He deserves a big upgrade in the potential with the dynamic potential thing. Don't know how effective that is due to the patches, but we'll see. But Lako Dadu overall of 56, gone up by 1. One of the new recruits at the later stages of the season. He did play a bit, 6 games, no goals or assists unfortunately, but I do think he is a quality player. We'll see what he's made of in the next season with a proper squad. Next up, Callum Kelly, 56 overall. I'm glad I kept him around. His revival after that transfer request was quite sensational. 5 star weak foot, 4 star skill moves. Fantastic player to play with, at least when he's focused in the game that he's actually playing. 2 goals, 2 very important goals, might I add. Only a 6.3 average rating. Most of those appearances off the bench, so don't take that too seriously, to be honest. Dylan Cooper, 58 overall, gone by 2 on main right winger, and you can see why. 5 goals, 5 assists, 7.1. Definitely our best performing winger after Edwards in League 2, especially play skill wise. When I play with him, feels great. Reece Alexander overall of 48, gone up by 5. He's even good at finishing now, I'd say. He's not right in the start, but in the game he's actually improved a lot. 5'11", high-low work rates, being fantastic to play with. He's played on the wing, he's played everywhere. He's played as a cam. 3 goals, 3 assists in 18 games, not too bad, especially if you consider his overall and the fact that he came off the bench more than half of the times. Pretty sound for a 48 overall, that it wasn't a 48 overall during most of the season. Alright, next up, Daniel Mahler, 2 goals in the last game, 2 assists as well. Not too shabby from the German Ramdeuter. He's definitely fits that bill. He's more of a not of a finishing type, but it does seek space behind the enemy lines, shall we say. 5'5", that's probably why he doesn't pop up in finishing positions, because he would be eaten by the centre-backs. But that's another story. 3-star, 2-star is not too bad, I can deal with that. It means that he can finish on his right peg as well, which is helpful more than the skill moves. Next up, Ahmed El Shanawi, 54 overall, gone up by 3. Quality striker, played on the wing and forward, 8 goals and 6 assists. A lot of appearances from the bench. 7.1 average, I'd say it's good. Great resume in the FA Cup, especially there with the goal in the only appearance. 8.0, didn't save our bacon unfortunately, we were out of the FA Cup. But you can see why he's a good player both on the wing and in strike. He doesn't have the best of finishing, but he definitely finishes better than what his stats says. It's a common thing for strikers. Not that the finishing should be that bad, but probably the system improve them, actually give them good finishing stats instead. But there you go. Great season by El Shanawi anyway. And he's one of the players that needs a kit upgrade. Rodolfo Donaldson, the Don, overall of 55, gone up by 9. What a revelation this guy was. For the majority of the season, he's been a 46 to 50 overall player. Only in the last couple of months I've trained him to a 55 overall. I'm going to stop training him. And poor old, I'm going to train until he's about 54, I'd say. See what the dynamic potential gives him in the summer. 15 goals and 12 assists. I think he was the top assist maker in the league. 7.6 average rating. 6'4", definitely helps his playing style. And he's pretty good at holding the ball up, even though the stats don't corroborate that. Let's put it that way. The finishing is pretty decent now, but it's gone up from 38 to 56. That's how hard we train the finishing. And the short pass has gone up to from 39 to 56. The shot power from 41 to 59. You can see there's been a lot of work done on the Don. And he deserves it. And especially this man as well, Randir Borel, 45 to 53 overall. He's got the 5-star skill moves. He needs the stats to help him out as well. Finishing's gone up dramatically, but he's been a mid to high 40 overall player for the majority of the campaign as well. Started training these two at the later stage of the season. Great stats on him now. It does look like a more refined player. Hopefully he gets a boost in the dynamic potential. He deserves it. 13 goals in 32 appearances and 7 assists. That's an alright output. Donaldson's looks a lot better, but to be honest, they're equal to me. Fantastic that we've got 2 great strikers already. And they were deemed to be the worst. That's the funny part. And Donaldson finished 8th in the top scorers. Borel in 16th. Not too shabby for a first attempt. And Ronald Donaldson did pick up the top assist maker in the league. Only 33 matches, he picked up 12 assists to Skogul's 10 in 43. And we were never going to win the clean sheets award, but Cameron made it onto the clean sheets list at 24th. I'll leave you with the objectives before I sign off. We did pretty well, just missed out on the finish mid-table objective that I was really aiming for. I thought that was a realistic one, especially with the quality of the side in the early games. Of course, we introduced the sliders and we expected a crash, but I was really aiming for 17th. I think that's what they class as mid-table. But yeah, it'll have to do for next season. At least they don't want me to fight for automatic promotion next season. It only has to be the other season. Next season it'll be interesting to see what's hanging around the free agency, and we'll go from there. And we'll find out about the free agency and the pre-season in the pre-season live stream, episode 9. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I'll see you then, and until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.